Okay, back again. I opened up with white. I opened up with king to e2. To e4. Sorry, and he plays knight to f6. Basic standard play. I play knight to c3 and just developing my pieces. You can see he plays e6. And I go with d3 to counter. He goes downwards, queen to d5. And then to protect the knight that was standing on f6. Alright, he plays d7, and then I just keep building up my pieces, trying to, get some momentum building. I put the piece here, it's probably inaccurate, but I did it anyway to attack the bishop. Although the bishop could have, and if the bishop tried to check the king, I could just put my knight that was standing on f3 and bring it to d2. So instead he goes for a better move, I think, because he can just he can have a game plan surrounding that. But he doesn't have me pinning anyway, so it doesn't help him either. This was an okay move. The knight was protecting it, that was standing on f3, protecting the pawn on e5. The knight that was on d7 can take it, but then after that, knight takes knight, or the knight on f6 can move out the way. Either way, he can get captured by the pawn or the bishop. He does this. He tried to take knight with knight. I wasn't really into any knight trading, by the way, so I moved back. Either way, you'll soon recognize that the knight here was not easily traded. So now he decides to check me. I think he should have done that as my first move, but anyway, I just used my pawn. Don't want to use my knight because my knight is going to be a very valuable piece later on in the game. So he moves back. As I said, this is a 600. I probably haven't stated yet, but I'm going to put CPU 600 in the heading. So now the pawn takes knight. So now the bishop have nothing to look forward to, really. But the knight comes in, and as I said, I was alright with this because I have something better planned. Oh goodness, he didn't even take back. But this bishop is still will be an important piece later on in the game, as I'm about to show you. So my knight moves in the square that the pawn that the pawn captured was captured by the knight. Not captured. Was it captured? Yeah, captured by the knight. And as you can see, now I have two knights on diagonal files. So just going to move my queen because I'm seeing some success with this play. So now the knight that's standing on e5 can finally do can kind of get to where you see the lonely queen is standing. But then again, the queen had enough sense to move out, but I really didn't care because this knight was very important to the success of me winning the game. I used knight to f5, to cause some kind of distractions, and then bishop to c5. I think this was very inaccurate. He's moving the bishop way too many times. He's not getting his other pieces involved or active, and that can cause trouble. Threaten the rook. And the rook does the best thing that the rook can do. But what's the problem is the rook is not threatening the queen, but the queen is threatening the rook. Because of that, this gave me ample time to set up, and now the king is in check. The good news is after the king moves here and knight takes rook, the king is still in check. So he moves back. But what he realized, he cannot no longer move back to h8. He has to be, because the bishop is pinning that square and pinning the next one as well. The bishop moves, trying to stretch his now so that the queen, if he ever tried to interfere, he couldn't, even though it would be very helpless. I personally think the best choice for him would to use bishop to d7 to go to e8, but he didn't do that. Instead, he goes to random square, typical of something CPU of a 600 caliber. Okay, so knight is now checking the king. King can't move, as I said, to h8. He has to go to f8. And then this is an easy checkmate. And of course, you could see it. Everyone can see it. Before I go though, I want to show you something. Did you spot this mate when it was right here? If you could spot the checkmate from here, then I would say you are a very high rated player. And this is checkmate. Queen, from queen to h6 all the way to f7. And as you say, the king cannot no longer move along the e8 nor e7 square or along the g8 square. And because the knight is also protecting it, followed by the queen can never interpose, even though he couldn't do anything. None of his moves could have stopped this checkmate, really, because nothing is in the right place, and his position was terrible from the beginning. Mine was crappy too, but his was just in a mess. Anyway, this is all for now.